guys. Well, happy Wednesday. Had to look at my phone, see what day it was there. Before we dive into the actual deck here. So we're gonna run through some decks, some best practice stuff, and then, like I said, I have we're gonna do a carousel example of creating local content for your market as a real estate professional. We're gonna talk about some of the differences between those automated social media platforms, right? They're typically inexpensive or just a monthly fee for those automated things, but a lot of times it's a greater it's nationwide, right? A lot of times it doesn't speak to your local market, whether it's stats necessarily or neighborhoods, cities, things like that in there. So we're gonna go through and create a little carousel, I'll demo it for you, and then we're gonna create a single post as well to show you how quick and easy you can create this content in there. It's so important that if you are going to leverage social media for your business, that you are speaking to your audience directly and the content you're creating resonates with them, meaning that, if you have sellers in Phoenix, Las Vegas, San Diego, wherever it may be, you want to make sure that the content is speaking to those people either thinking about buying there or selling their home. Again, a lot of the automated social media platforms and tools does not give you that opportunity. We're just not quite there yet in that. And you can easily bulk create some of this content, right? We're going to leverage ChatGPT. I already pulled this up to save a little bit of time. We're talking about some of the prompting and getting some things back here, in addition to the social media demos there. For instance, it doesn't have to always be like hiking, restaurants, dining, all that stuff. That's all good stuff. You can talk about the market as you can see here, but you definitely want to fill in and speak to your market specifically. So I could put Phoenix in there, Las Vegas, San Diego, wherever you're selling business, and how you can create better looking creative, right? This is the graphic is called creative, and the copy is what's going to go into your caption and all that good stuff. As we go through the deck, we're going to talk about hooks as well. So the text that's on the actual image is a hook. That's what you want them to stop scrolling. A lot of times, when you're using those automated social media tools, it doesn't have a strong enough hook in the actual media itself to help you there. The whole point of all social media marketing and marketing in general is to hopefully uh, get in front of your ideal audience, right? To connect with more potential prospects in there. We're not posting just to post because we're told to post. We're doing it in a way that is going to generate us business. If you're an agent that doesn't believe social media generates business or can be a lead pillar still, please, I encourage you to be open-minded and know that I'm working with agents on a daily basis who are generating leads from social media platforms. They are search engines. So the content that we're putting out there, we need to make sure it's SEO, search engine optimized. Social media platforms are search engines. So the better content that you're creating and it's more focused on those local keywords for your market, the more times through consistency, you're going to rank higher in those algorithms and show up your content, those who are searching. So I'm going to pop over here real quick and we're going to get through some of this deck so we can dive into the meat and potatoes, actually show you guys, because I feel like that's powerful for you to actually see how it works. So then you can literally take that and duplicate it for yourself. So let me present this real quick. Per usual, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Just unmute yourself, throw it in the chat box as we go through this. Why does local content matter? Well, I think we all kind of know in a sense that, if we want to connect with people who are actively looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate in our market, we need to present to them content that's going to resonate to that, right? It's going to help you build that trust with them. And it establishes your actual authority. It's going to, the perception is that you're going to know all things for that actual market that you're selling in. Additionally, there's a shift in consumer behavior, meaning that consumers want to be educated. They want more information on that particular market, neighborhood, city, state, wherever it is that you're actively selling in, so that they can learn more about that. And in turn, they're going to say, oh, Patrick, you know exactly what you're talking about with Las Vegas. You've got all this information. Been following you for 4 months. These are true stories that I'm hearing from agents that I'm working with. Oh, this person DM'd me and they said they've been following now for 3 months, whatever it may be, and decided to reach out and pull the trigger. So don't think because you did a one post and it didn't, convert to anything. It's going to take time. You're building your presence, you're building your authority in there, and you have to construct your overall branding in a way that's cohesive. So when we actually dive into taking a look at, building these posts out, you want to make sure that it's good quality, that it matches your branding, your colors. It's consistent, it's cohesive, because that's what's going to convert business. Okay, because you're gonna look like you have it together. You're educating them, and it's just a great thing for that. So, uh, again, more local content is gonna help you connect with those people over time, those prospects. In addition to your personal branding. So I say personal branding and it goes hand in hand with your business branding, right? You own your own real estate business. But if you notice, if you look at some agents' social medias, Instagram, for instance, and there's a difference between few that everything's cohesive, right? Colors are matching, the theme looks good. It's easy on the eyes. And again, it's not like a random purple color here and then yellow and then orange and then like it's not kind of all jumbled. It's very cohesive. It matches your website branding, right? So that's a piece of homework for everyone on the call, that if you don't have a solid brand strategy or brand kit as part of your business, that's something to work on. And it just means, maybe you're going with the same colors as your brokerage, or maybe you're not. But what does that look like? What types of fonts do you want to be consistent with? Colors and background images, all that kind of thing. So it really will help you stand out and look professional when somebody goes to your social media or one of your pages and everything just flows well together. So, and again, your personal brand, you have to decide, what is your tone, right? What's your tone look like? Are you going to be educational? Are you the comical agent? You're putting some funny things out there, all that kind of stuff. So you want to make sure that you have a solid brand strategy with that. Brand is not just logos and colors. It's how you make a person feel. It's how a business makes a person feel. So I always go back to Nike and notice that their commercials and their branding is not about here's our shoe, here's our shoe, here's our shoe, buy our latest shoe. It's about the storytelling, uh, across challenges and things that people have overcome. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of slides, is how you can better connect with other people by sharing stories from real life experiences in your business and clients that you've actually worked with. There's positive and negative. I hate to say negative, but challenges. We'll go with that. I like that word better. Challenges that you go through a whole transaction, and I think we can all agree that if you've been through a handful of transactions, each one is unique in the sense of how it went. And if there's challenges that you or the buyer or seller had to overcome in that, and you should speak on that as well. The other thing is you need to humanize your brand to build the relationships, right? You have to humanize it. We humans buy on emotion, make decisions a lot of times on emotion. So you have to be able to humanize your business. If you're creating video content, understand it doesn't have to be this huge production on there. If it's just your phone flipped up and you're having a conversation with the other person on the other side of that phone. So you want to be authentic, right? In your branding. That's why it's important that if your brokerage branding you don't like it for whatever reason, then create your own, something that you love and enjoy, something that matches your personality. You just want to make sure that your overall branding matches that authenticity for yourself, because we're all consumers and we can tell when it's been forced or just doesn't really align and isn't cohesive with that. So, and that's the other thing with humanizing is understanding what content your ideal audience is looking for in there. And we're going to talk about that in a couple of slides here. And by a couple of slides, I mean now. Understanding your ideal client, right? So identifying your ideal audience. A lot of times when I talk to agents, I say, well, who's your ideal audience? Anyone looking to buy or sell. Cool. Let's break that down some because that's going to help you be able to create better content. So if, for instance, you want to work with first home buyers, what type of content can you create that's going to help them make better decisions and educate them on the process, right? And that in turn is going to position you as the authority in your market for that. For instance, what are a lot of the questions that first-time home buyers have? Well, financing is a big piece, right? What can they afford? What goes into being able to buy a home? What areas should I look at? All those different steps. Why is a home warranty important? Do I need to talk to a lender first? What are the steps in there? So I think for the carousel post, we'll probably use the first-time home buyers one in there to show you guys that. Maybe you want to work with luxury buyers, right? These all are all different demographics and pools of consumers who are going to require slightly different things, right? First-time home buyers are going to need different information than necessarily luxury buyers in there. What it makes that market different. Investors, same thing, right? So when you say, anyone looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, cool, let's break that down more so that your content can more connect with those folks who are actively first-time home buyers or luxury buyers or luxury sellers or investors, or maybe they're relocating, right? So as you're writing this down, sure, one of your ideal audiences is first-time home buyers. Cool. Next one, I'm going to work with homeowners in X market. Cool. You got to have those different pillars, or you got to identify those different audiences that you want to connect with, because that's going to be what you need to use to then actually create the content for those. Just like I was saying earlier, what are their common questions, concerns, and needs? So first-time home buyers, common questions, concerns, needs. Luxury buyers, luxury homeowners, investors, what are their common questions? What are the concerns? What are their needs? What's the information that those specific groups are looking for? That's then in turn what you're going to take to create the content with it. The other thing is, how do they consume social media content? Some of us love video. A lot, of folks are consuming video content. We already know that. But then maybe a static post is going to resonate more with a certain demographic, or maybe a carousel. And then, of course, we're talking about platforms and things like that. But you have to identify your audience, and it can't just be everyone. Anyone that has a pulse that's looking to buy or sell, right? That's the short answer for all of us on the call. But if you want to dive deeper and actually make progress and move the needle with your social media marketing, you have to identify those key audiences that you want to focus on. And then underneath that, you need to understand what are their common questions, right? And a lot of that comes from experience. If you're not experienced, start Googling, start asking AI, hey, what are common questions first-time home buyers have? What are concerns that investors have? Or what's the biggest thing that relocation folks are looking for when moving to Las Vegas in there? So again, as you're going through this, I want you to write down who your ideal audience is or audiences, and then underneath that, I want you to start understanding those common questions, concerns, and needs that they have in there. Did that go? There it is. Of course, then speaking to your audience's needs and interests. So again, we talked a little bit about what type of content resonates with different client types. What's going to be the best way for them to consume that. And at the end of the day, you're going to need a mixture of all of it, right? A mixture of video, a mixture of static post, and a mixture of carousels. Carousels work across most platforms. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, even on there. And then you've got your video platforms, YouTube, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, right? Want to work together. And then TikTok, right? We're still kind of up in the air on what's happening there. Hopefully you didn't delete it off your phone or did the Apple update to remove it. But at the end of the day, you need to be able to have a mixture of all those different types of content. Using storytelling to make content relatable. This I cannot emphasize enough. We connect when someone else, went through a process. What challenges did they face? I'm like, oh, okay, so say I'm a first-time home buyer and I see a story or I see content of a first-time home buyer, pitfalls or things to avoid, or I had a client that was a first-time home buyer and didn't know that they were going to run their credit again at the end before it was funded to make sure there's nothing good, new on there. And all of a sudden, they went to Home Depot and pulled out a credit card, and bam, you got $10,000, $15,000 in appliances, and they get a loan denial. That's devastating. Let's avoid that. Those different storytelling things will help make it relatable. And a lot of times, we kind of um, find our tribe, what you say, and we kind of connect with that. So if we see something, we're like, oh yeah, that is me, or that's that piece of content resonates with me, or I connect with it, I vibe with it in that way. It just makes it a lot more relatable. And the other thing is the importance of value content, value-driven content over just sales. Okay, so you know, if you're just posting, just listed, just sold, or new to the market, whatever it may be, those are also great pieces, but value educational content by far is making much more of an impact than just accolades and all that good stuff. When you guys post a piece of content or you're paying $40 a month or $100 a month for some of these automated systems, and you look at the content yourself and you're like, do I get anything from this? Is this valuable? Again, the whole point of all of this is not just to check a box and say, I'm told to do this and I'm going to do it. It's to get you more business, to grow your business. And you have to be able to produce that content that has value. So things like things you need to know before listing your home in Phoenix or, relocating to Las Vegas. Here's 3 things you need to know, those type of things. And we're going to actually dive into the content here in just a little bit, but I just want to be clear that value-driven content should absolutely be the priority over just pure sales and promotion of ourselves in there. Before you post something or you're sending out an email or you're putting something on your website, review it. And if you feel like you would get value out of that, move forward. If you feel like you wouldn't get value out of that, you're like, oh, it's just not that great, don't move forward. Even if you're like, I just need to post something. It's been weeks, it's been months. I just need to get something out there. It's not the way to do it, right? Because then you have the mindset that social media doesn't work, right? And like I told you earlier, I'm with agents every single day that are generating leads. Their main lead source as social media. We just have to change up what we're putting out there. That way it can connect with that audience that we're looking to connect with. Power of hyper local storytelling. So going back to storytelling here, if you have something that is just, coming to the market, you're going to do a just listed, make content about the people, places, and experience around that listing or around that market of what it might be. What are the different experiences that they can have around there? Or if you have a new listing that's, in the heart of the entertainment district or whatever it may be in there, or, hiking, or it's close to the airport, or give a little bit more detail into that piece that you're going to be posting so that they can better understand what type of lifestyle and experience that they can expect if they move there in there. Again, storytelling about neighborhoods instead of just selling homes. What's the benefits of, for instance, in Phoenix or Scottsdale, kind of lands in both, is Arcadia. Why do people like Arcadia, in there? The mountain views, it's close to Scottsdale. It's also, close to Phoenix. What is close to like some highly rated schools? Is there, private schools versus public schools? in there? Is there any history about it? Is there, architect in there? Whatever it may be, but just expand on the story for the actual neighborhood instead of just the listing itself, right? It's just like if I do a video walkthrough tour for a home, I don't just do about the home. I talk about the area itself, the subdivision, the shopping center that's right next door, the park that's right here in here. You're selling more of what they're going to experience when they actually buy or sell in that area. So, types of some local storytelling would be featuring client success with local content. So maybe somebody's relocating in there to, Vegas from, the Midwest or the East Coast or something. But you can definitely talk about, their relocation story, or maybe it's a day in the life of a neighborhood, to make it a little bit more relatable. Historical facts or local trivia. Scottsdale, Arizona, there's a lot of things with Frank Lloyd Wright, architect, and different things like that in there. So try to find and expand on the content itself to, resonate a story and also make it local in that sense. And here's the thing, guys, we have tools at our fingertips. We've never been in a time where we can easily, quickly make valuable content, you know, in any other time period. So, and they're still free. These are still free tools for us to use. It just takes our time in it. And I think that's the biggest challenge is time and understanding how. What does that process look like? So that's why I want to definitely show you guys the demos today. Making it more personal, of course, camera being on video is definitely going to help, connect with you. The folks that are creating video content on social media are connecting with an audience at a very fast rate, because just like we're on video right now, I get to see you, talk to you, understand you. I know your tone. I know your, the way that you speak, and your competency, all those types of things. It just helps you connect and build that relationship a lot quicker. Folks can make a decision whether, it's going to be a good match to work with you or not. Video does, like I was saying earlier, you don't have to have a huge production. Maybe you're sitting in the car picking up the kids, or you're at a park, you're at a dinner, or whatever it may be. But those more candid moments are huge, guys. Don't feel like you're, you know, putting out not great quality content because you don't have a backdrop and, those big lights and all that kind of stuff. No, walking, you're doing your morning run or something and you're touching base with them. It resonates at a much deeper level. Your own personal experiences of living and working in that area. That's the other thing. You live in Vegas, you know a lot of the things. So you share your personal experiences. When did you move to Vegas? Why did you move to Vegas? Same thing for California or wherever you are in Arizona. You talk about why you're there. What ended up you there? Maybe you're native there, right? Maybe you grew up there and that's you've traveled around and that's home for you. You started a family. That's where you grew up and, that's where you're starting your family as well. But share those personal experiences. Why did you choose that market, right? What were the factors that led up to that in the path that got you there? And then, of course, showcasing how you help clients navigate that local market, that buying process, that selling process, how you're helping them. They're relocating there. They fly in. This is what you do. You show them, you prep and get all the homes lined up. But in addition, just having the homes lined up, you're also going to have a one pager, or you're going to go around and show them, hey, I know you're looking in this area. Just so you know, this is your mall. This is the shopping. These are the grocery stores in that area. This is the how far the airport is. These are the schools that are available. Even those deeper questions of when you're in your buyer consultation, things like, what do you prefer to do with your extracurricular time for fun? What are your hobbies? Those things that kind of help you mold, that experience for them, but showcase what that looks like, how you're helping them navigate that move. Different types of content to create. So of course, those neighborhood spotlights. What makes an area unique? Talk about the schools, the parks, local businesses, the different entertainment that's available for them. there's just so much. The amount of content is virtually unlimited that you could speak on. A quick neighborhood tour video. Again, maybe you're just going through and doing a quick selfie tour. Maybe you're not in the video, you're just showcasing it, a quick clip in there. Maybe you're talking about a local business out there and you just are panning, right? You're just panning. You don't have to talk or anything. You're panning. That's your video. And then you have text. You have a good hook on top of the video for them to stop the scroll, and then in the caption you're breaking down that local business, whatever it may be. We're around content all day long. We just kind of forget that, and when we're out showcasing homes or you know uh, at a listing appointment and we're stopping at the shopping center before we go there, we're just trying to grab some quick video content that you don't have to speak into or be in, but you're just now you have that stock video to then put into a reel or a short or something like that. The other thing is client testimonials are huge. So if you can get them to leave you, a review, but have them talk about why they chose that area. What made that area special for them? Why was that a priority? Why did they end up choosing that subdivision or that city or things like that? Kind of expand on what that review looks like. Even if it's written in there, maybe you're sending them a bullet list of, hey, it was so awesome working with you, whatever your spiel is. And if you could leave me a review and just highlight how it was working with me, why you chose the area you chose, and then any other details that you may need to include in there. But that's going to not only one, you're getting a review, but two, it's going to help others expand on that, and you can leverage that in your social media content as well because it has those local keywords in there specifically for that market that you sold in. Of course, community events, what's happening, farmers markets, concerts, school activities, festivals. I mean, whether you're in Arizona, Nevada, or Southern California, man, we've always got things going on. So you could definitely bring those up and talk about them. Even connect with local organizers or charities and tag them, tag those local businesses for your content as well. When you tag them, it's now showing up on their feeds, and you're going to be able to connect with more local people in there. So you definitely want to showcase that. And again, volunteering, attending, sponsoring, all that good stuff. And then, of course, market updates and real estate insights. If you're choosing to be part of one of those automated subscriptions, I would encourage you to post more local content on market updates, breaking down what that looks like. So if you're selling in San Diego, what does that look like? What's San Diego specifically? Highlight those. Even down to a subdivision, you can get those stats typically in your MLS. Turning statistics into eye-catching infographics. So don't just do, days on market 56 or whatever it may be. You can kind of use Canva to create little graphs and infographics to make it more visually appealing. And of course, highlighting in the copy or in the hook for that local market that you're selling in. How do current trends impact buyers and sellers in that market, right? We all see the big headlines, even with the NAR settlement and all that stuff. At a national level, I mean, it's all headlines, right? And then that's what the consumers are like, oh yeah, it's not a great time to buy. It's not a great time to sell. Well, let's take a look at where you're actually looking to buy or sell, or where we as agents are actively helping buyers and sellers. That's the stats that we definitely want to take a look at because each market is going to be different and talk about why it's different in there for that market. So market updates are huge. Just make sure that you are localizing it and making it, captivating for them to engage with that piece of content. Again, client stories and testimonials, right? Power of video versus text. All video testimonials, all testimonials don't have to be video. They can be text. It's just video goes a lot further in there. Text-based is just as good. Not every client is willing to give you a video testimonial, and that's okay. But expand on the story. If you're going to take copy from a Google review and put that review on the actual creative, the graphic, you better make sure that in that caption, you're expanding on that story. Okay, so maybe they just relocated there. Why did they relocate there? What brought them there? Was it work? Well, cool. Let's expand on that. Well, our local economy is very strong. They relocated here for their job. They thought the entertainment would be awesome. It fits their lifestyle. The weather is good. whatever it may be, but just expand on that story so that they can, you know, prospects can get a better insight on why other people are moving there. It may help them make that decision and pull the trigger. Um, and then of course, where to share testimonials, really anywhere and everywhere you should. But video, reels, it could be even text in the actual reel itself, your stories, and of course your website and stuff like that. This is a fun one. Behind the scenes and personal content. Everyone starts cringing. No. If you are, out and about showing homes, again, going back to we are around content all day long. Whether you're in the office for a training, or you're out showing a home, you're previewing homes, you're prepping the home for photos, you're meeting the inspector out there, whatever it may be, you are around content all day long. And I am gonna be confident enough to say 100% of us on this call right now have a cell phone that has a camera, a very good camera. Snap content so that when you go to create these posts, you have media to use, local media. Okay, so if you're going down, if you're in Vegas and you're down by the strip, or you're out in Summerlin, or you're in Henderson, or you're at Lake Las Vegas, or wherever you're at, take video content on the weekend. If you're in Southern California, you're at the beach or you're at a farmer's market, whatever it may be, snap a few photos, take a quick video, boom. Now you're just building your bank of local content in there. So just remember, you are around content all day, every day. Just try to start taking more photos and videos so then you can come into Canva and have visuals that are more local. And of course, if there's ever funny or relatable moments, you can definitely talk about that. Maybe, you're trying to install a lockbox on a new listing and you're having issues with it, and you're just gonna make a note of that situation and talk about it. Or you're gonna take a photo of the lockbox with the hook off, and it's like just laying there, and you're taking a photo of it, and then you're gonna put a hook on or a caption and just say, having issues with this, or I'd love to list this house, I just can't get the lockbox on it, like something funny like that, right? So if you're ever in those situations, just pause and say, oh my gosh, this would be a great post to share. A follow me day, right? Video series. So the agents that are on the call that are willing to jump into video and take advantage of it. Again, you don't have to talk. Maybe it's just B-roll content of you. You're in the car driving and it's just, a quick 5-second clip of that. Or you're writing a contract and then, you're going to meet a client, whatever it may be, but it could be more behind the scenes and just follow you around for the day. All right, so this is what we're going to really start diving into when we get into the demo, but writing compelling captions that encourage interaction. Okay, so if there's something that you can say, let me know your thoughts in the comments, or at the end of the day, just a caption, a hook that stops them from scrolling and, they actually start engaging with that piece, but you want it to be compelling and encourage them to interact with you, and shareable content, things that's why the carousels are very powerful too, because you can really increase the amount of saves that people are saving your post now, or they're sending it to their spouse or somebody they know who's going to be actively looking to buy or sell in that market. Using location tags, right? So you can have a location, you can tag in there, Las Vegas, Phoenix, whatever your market may be, where that piece of content is, or where you are. And those location tags help tremendously to push that content out to that local market. Use hashtags effectively. Does not mean use 30 hashtags. It means be strategic with making sure that, one, you're adding your name or however you promote yourself in your marketing, your brand, you're leveraging those in your hashtags, but also local content, right? Las Vegas real estate, Phoenix real estate. In addition to more broader hashtags, just real estate, that'll help push it out a little bit farther. But you definitely want to make sure that you're utilizing effective tags that are going to be more focused on that local market itself.
Hey, Justin,
Yes.
how do you encourage interaction with your post?
So if you're doing a hook that says, uh, 5 things to know before you move to Las Vegas, in the caption, you can say, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or do you prefer uh, you know, high-rise living versus a single family home? Let me know your thoughts. This goes hand in hand with, regular posts or stories, but you're encouraging them. Or if you're saying 5 things you need to know before listing your home in Las Vegas, comment guide below if you want to receive my free guide. And then you're going to go to ChatGPT and create a one-pager guide for them that you can then send. So encouraging polls in your stories are huge for engagement. It's a
Right.
quick
That's Carrie and I were trying to work on that. Just by using a post of, say, just interest rates on a specific property, whatever, because I had seen actually multiple agents that used that. And within minutes of them posting, they had like 75 or 80 people posting this word, say whatever it was, loan, and they post it, and then it would send an auto reply, which sent them
Yep.
a PDF, I would assume,
Yep.
of that content. We tried to figure it out, but it was beyond our skill level.
There are great bots out there that I say bots, but they're Instagram allows them. Bots usually have a bad thing, but where yeah, if hook it up to your Instagram, and when somebody leaves that keyword or comment in there, automatically, or if they DM me loan or whatever it may be, and it automatically sends them that PDF on there. So there's several. I can share some with you, Patrick, but there's those are great ways to automate that as well, to share, those one pagers or PDFs with them as well. Interest rate, as agents, we're talking about that. I'd be curious. Hey, interest rates is always a hot topic. Let me know. It's still a great time to buy, but curious, what is your current interest rate in there? And just, kind of create that engagement and excitement. It's kind of fun to see, oh, I got a 6%, or oh, I got 3 years ago, I got a 2%, or whatever it may be. It just kind of creates that conversation in there. But those keyword posts of what we're talking about, guys, is a lot of time. You probably have seen this on posts. Comment whatever word it is, and then they'll get you whatever it is. Just make sure that you're watching those comments. You're actually delivering it. You're getting signed up with one of those bots that will actually get it to them automatically in there. So anything you can do to engage, or get them to interact with that piece of content. If you're talking about, entertainment in Vegas, maybe you're bringing up, the Cirque and comedy shows and whatever it may be, and your question is, what is your favorite type of entertainment? Let me know in the comments below, right? So you're always trying to, or if you're talking about, upgrades that to do on your home to increase your home value, what is your favorite kind of upgrade? Would you rather upgrade your kitchen or whatever it may be? It just kind of expands on that conversation. You're talking about trending colors, right? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you like this darker brown color that's trending right now for homes, or do you prefer the burgundy or the more red wine or whatever it is, right? We all have opinions. So if you're starting to create that more engaging, you just want them to find ways to get them to respond to you with that.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right. Tools. We love tools. Lots of free tools in our lives. Canva, still awesome. You can still create it with the free version. You don't need the paid. I do recommend the paid. 12 bucks a month, 13 bucks a month. You get a little discount if you do the year. It's worth it. In there. CapCut and InShot. Again, not to give anyone on the call PTSD about TikTok, but I don't think a lot of people knew that ByteDance also owned CapCut. And when it got banned for, the 23 hours, not even that, or removed, CapCut got removed. And I will say, and I know, Jocelyn, I don't know if you're still on the call or not, but she had posted about it, and I felt the same. It was difficult because CapCut is an incredible thing. But InShot's awesome as well for that video editing. And then scheduling tools, it doesn't even be fancy. Meta Business Suite allows you to post and schedule out that content planner, not just for Facebook, for your Instagram as well. Bulk create content. Bulk create content and schedule out for, if you make it for the entire week, you're scheduling out for the entire week, and then you don't have to think about it. Or maybe the month, whatever it may be. But leverage these tools to make your life easier. Schedule time to, okay, Fridays are my content days. Thursdays, content days. The weekends, whatever it is. that's going to work with you. Or, Thursdays from this time to this time, I'm just creating content. And then you have a whole library already scheduled out for that looks like. That will make it feel less overwhelming. And that's what's going to get you out of the race of, I just need to post something. I have to find something and I gotta post it. Whether it's good quality or not, I just gotta post it. We gotta get out of that rut and just find ways to make it a little bit easier. All right, how am I on time? All right, not doing too bad. We have 15 minutes or so. So I'm going to jump in and we're going to just start creating some local content, some good media, some good graphics. So you guys know there's no like magic thing that creates, you know, good. You could do it fairly easy. So we're going to start with the static post. Okay, this is just a single page, and then I'll get into the carousel because I think a lot of people enjoy the carousels. They want to find ways to create carousels, and it's not as difficult as it may seem.
What is that, Justin? Is that just a flyer, page 8.5 by 11 flyer? What is that?
Good, you took it right out of my mouth. So
Okay.
understand that if you've noticed, the grid on Instagram has changed. It used to be, you could still post 1080 by 1080 squares, right? Just a square. You could still post that. It's fine. But the grid itself was reformatted to permanently be, for now, I say permanently, but for now, the new size is 1080 by 1350. It's this size, okay? Or what we call portrait size. So 1080 by 1350, okay? I would encourage you, this is the type of static post that you should create, this sizing.
So
Works
where
on
did you
Facebook.
find that?
Find what?
That page right there, 1080 by 1350.
Oh, let me do this. I just went to Canva. I just had it pulled up. So when you're in Canva, if you're not going to look at a design or anything like that, you can click create a design. And I'm going to do custom size. You can find it in there too. It's just faster here. Width 1080 by 1350. Create new design. Bam. There we are. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to come back. They're both the same, but I'm going to come back to this one. Now, of course, step prior to this is what content are we going to, what kind of post do we want to create, right? For that. So this is where I had gone to ChatGPT prior, and I just wrote in, write me 20 hooks for my real estate business focused on the Phoenix market, whatever market you're in. And you can expand on this. This is just a short one. Make them educational, viral, and engaging. All right. And then it gave me these. It spit out this. And then I said, include local activities and things to do like hiking, etc. And then it went through and it created some outdoor activities, local attractions as well. So you're just going to go through and you can have this conversation back and forth with ChatGPT if you need help with ideas and different content. But I want you guys to really, if you're going to make educational content, I want you guys to focus on the hook, the copy that's going on the actual creative, the media piece, excuse me, or the graphic that is going to help stop the scroll. So for instance, let's talk about, let's find one here. Let's go with this one. Thinking about moving to Phoenix, what locals love about living here. Again, there's so many in here that you can go off of. Love hiking. These are the top 5 trails you need to check out in Phoenix. But I'm going to copy this, okay? So all I'm doing is I'm copying this text. I'm leaving the emojis off for now. And then I can go right back down here at the bottom and just do this and say, write me a great caption for this book. Make sure to use keywords. Enter. Okay, so you could go with this, or I'm going to say, can you make this more bulleted with emojis and expand? Now, of course, if there's certain like Google business profiles in your updates, I believe it's 1500. It's either one of them's 1000 and 1500. So you can tell them exactly how many characters you want and expand on the content. Actually, I'm just gonna expand. Caption. Boom. Okay, so now we're starting to get, right? We're getting somewhere. Probably wouldn't, use all these extra emojis at the end, but that's okay. Okay, so it's breaking it up. It's a little bit more digestible. You're expanding on it. It's just not a quick, Phoenix is a great place to live. Now this is, getting a little lengthy there, but that's okay. LinkedIn is great for length, right? Again, please understand, all of these social platforms are search engines. They are search engines. So you want to make sure that you're not just doing this. I wouldn't just do this kind of post that's highlighted right now. I would definitely expand on it. Doesn't need to be this long, but I definitely would expand on it. So I'm going to go back up here though and copy my hook, the original hook that we started with. And now I have this social post. I'm going to find, we're talking about Phoenix. So now I need to find a photo. Well, maybe I've, captured a bunch of content with my phone. I'm going to use something I actually took. If not, you're going to find some local photos, hopefully, in there. Phoenix, Arizona, right? We have some here, depending on the marketing, you may have more content, you may not, in there. So you're just gonna find an image that looks nice, that you enjoy, and would be visually pleasing. So maybe I'm gonna go with this one in there. And then I'm going to create my text. I can just Control V and paste the text in there, or I'm gonna go over on the left side and click text so you guys can see it. Choose add a heading. And then I'm going to paste the text in there. There it is. Kind of hard to see, right? I'm going to make it a little bit smaller right there. Kind of center it. Now, a couple of things to make this pop. One, you can change the opacity in this. Okay. So it pops a little bit more. Or if you want to keep the vibrancy of the colors and stuff, I can select the text, go to effects, and choose background here on the left. Remember we talked about branding. I'm not going to leave it that yellow. So whatever your colors are, I'm going to go with, I'm going to make this black. And then I'm going to come in here, highlight the text and make the text white. Okay. But I also want to resize this because this is edge to edge and 45 pixels on each side is going to be covered. Okay, so you want to make sure that it's not that close to the side. So I'm just going to take this and drag this over until it's in the format I like. Okay. Something like,
Justin, are we supposed to be able to see what you're doing?
yes. Does nobody see what my screen?
I can see
I
your
don't. I
screen,
don't see
Justin.
Yeah, we
anything
can,
but
I
you.
can
I
see
see
you,
your
Justin.
screen. I
I
can
can
see your
see it.
screen.
Y'all
That's
just
weird.
made me very nervous.
Can't see anything
I
but you.
can see it.
How
Can see it very
multiple people can't?
yes.
Yeah, I
No.
can see
We
you.
can see it.
I can see you.
Okay,
can
you, those that
Donna,
can't.
you have to turn your computer on.
I
It
can
is
see it.
on. I'm watching him. I
You
can
said
see
it,
you,
not me.
Patrick.
Go up to the view. You might need to go to your view and change
All
that.
right. Let's see. Thank you. Let's see. View. It's on multi-speaker, and that's it. Do I do full screen maybe? Full screen?
You have multiple
No.
screens.
I could see four people. I could see four people now. Justin, Dia, Patrick. That's all I could see.
So in there, there should be a view on there. You just might have to switch it to share
View
content with a
profile.
viewer or.
Put it to side by side, maybe.
Yes,
I don't-
side by side multi-speaker.
All right, I'll try that. Thank you.
Of course, luckily it's recorded, so hopefully we can get this to you quickly to see that. Real quick, I just saw in the comments, Carrie, I think you asked, or somebody asked best times to post. Here's the thing with the best times to post. There's no direct answer. And I'm so sorry to have to say that. We all have different algorithms. We all have different audiences that look at content at different times. The best solution, I'm gonna give you a couple of times that have worked well. But the best solution to find what times your audience engages with your media the most is the analytics in your Instagram, your Facebook analytics, all those different things. You'll be able to see demographics, followers versus non-followers, times of days that they're engaging with it, who's engaging with it, and all that kind of thing. And then you can kind of cater to when they're engaging with it most. Morning times between 6 and 9 typically are good, right? Because people are getting ready for work, they're engaging. Evenings are not as good as the mornings, but evenings are, you know, when people are home and right, we're all like decompressing from the day and we start scrolling on there. Weekends are just terrible across the board in a lot of industries. So, you know, if you're creating your content strategy, your social media strategy, you know, 20 posting, you know, once a day, Monday through Friday, you know, you're fine. If you're not posting on the weekends, don't beat yourself up. The engagement is bad. It's not good, which is crazy, right? Because we're all kind of not working and doing, you know, other things. But morning time, I have found, especially, you know, between 6 and 7 local time, 7 is really kind of like the buffer of a good time to post. But it changes. I mean, clients that I'm creating content for and posting based on analytics, I mean, I'm getting down to the actual minute. Like today, I scheduled a post for 7:27 a.m., right? Because that's a lot of times that's right around when people are posting. So look at your analytics and when they're engaging, and that'll be the best thing for you. Because again, we all have different algorithms and audiences that's looking at it. Okay, so I put that background on there. Now I can go back into the effects, and if I scroll down, I can, maybe you don't want rounded, maybe you want more clean, sharp edges. So you can kind of do that. Maybe you want it to be closer into the text. You could do something like that as well in there. Maybe you don't want this effect on it, and I take this effect off.
Yeah,
And maybe I'm going to go in here to elements,
yeah.
and I'm going to do one of these box shapes, and I'm going to put it behind it because I would rather have something like this. I'm going to change the color to black. And then I'm going to change the opacity up here, the transparency. I'm going to bring that down. Okay, so you just have to figure out what that looks like. I kind of like that better than the other one on there, okay? But it makes it pop. Okay, so you have a local media piece, and then you have your hook in here in there. Remember, we talked about branding earlier. You want consistency in your branding. I'm not gonna have 500 different colors on my feed because I'm just going with random colors. No, I want it to match my branding, my overall branding. So whatever your brand kit is, your color themes, your fonts, all that good stuff, you want that to be consistent across your post. Now, it doesn't need to be the same layout. You can switch up the layout for this as well. But you definitely want your branding to be consistent. It's going to be huge, huge, huge. Now, let's say I want this to be a post like, you know, I'm going over here. This is our marketing kits. But if you don't want the background to be on there, and maybe it's a piece of media that has a nice, solid background that you don't need that. You can just have text on it automatically. Bam, there you go. Or you're going to change the opacity or make a dark overlay on the back that makes the text pop. So you don't have to have something on there. Or maybe you're breaking it up into, you know, 3 different ones. Again, this one doesn't have a background, but we darkened this. Let's see what the opacity is on this, 70 on there. A great graphic for that. Or similar to what we're creating right now, it's something like this, where it's off to the side and it's left aligned in there. So you can switch it up, but the overall look and feel and colors should be consistent across the board, right? Here's one for schools that we're talking about. We have a school bus in the back in there. Again, it resonates with the piece of media. It's eye-catching. It looks good. And it will match your branding. So let's go back here. So I think for this one, I am going to left align. And I'm going to kind of center this in here. Okay, my pink lines. And then I'm clicking shift, guys. Shift on my keyboard with this one selected. And I'm going to select the box that's behind it. I might have to zoom in. So I'm selecting the text and then I'm holding shift and I can see the purple outline there. And I'm going to select that and I'm going to click group. And now the box and text are together. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to, let me zoom out on my screen here. Just move this off to the side like the other one and maybe pull it down. Something like that. Now you're like, well, what about my headshot? What about, information about me? Anybody can take this and, use it. Cool. And the other thing, guys, here real quick, just because I don't want to, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because I don't want it that close to the edge. Remember I said 45 pixels, boom, something like that. You can add your headshot on this. Absolutely. There's agents that want their headshot information on all posts, or maybe you just have your information on it, similar to what I showed you here. So maybe it's just your name and your website. So if we wanted to use that, instead of redoing it, I'm just going to copy and paste. Whoops. Okay. White doesn't, covered by the cloud. So now maybe I'm changing that to black to make it pop. And now I'm doing Taylor. Maybe I don't want my headshot on it and I'm just going to do this. Yeah, I'm going to maybe make this not bold. Of course, that one letter. There we go. Something like that, right? Subtle branding, subtle hints. So they know it's you, but it's not like your headshot in their face all the time. But if you do want your headshot in there, then go to your uploads, wherever it may be, and just throw in, go with this one, right? Maybe you want your headshot down here. Oops. And then kind of make it that way, something like that, okay? So again, not super busy, impactful, subtle hints of your branding in there, matches your colors, all that kind of stuff. But this post will go so much further. The other thing I like to do is I like to italicize the actual market I'm talking about. So I'm going to italicize that, okay? In there. And it's a local image in there. Again, your branding has your photo, or maybe it doesn't have your photo. A lot better than just one of those automated things, or you're talking about something general in there. Any questions on what we created so far? I know we're a little bit over, that's okay. All right.
How how did you put your picture inside? I didn't really follow up.
So my uploads are over here. I'm in Canva, and you would just need to upload your headshot from your computer, or maybe it's already in your Canva. And then I just went to my uploads and clicked on it or dragged it over to the actual image or the actual piece.
Mm-hmm.
Sense?
I wanted to ask, what is carousel?
Carousel?
Yeah.
A carousel is we're gonna jump into that right now, but it's multiple posts. Have you seen the ones on social media that you can scroll through and there's multiple images or videos?
Mm-hmm.
That's a carousel.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna create one right now.
Can I ask a
Uh-huh.
question real quick about the picture of yourself that you just put in there?
Yes.
Sorry, I'm at the dealership, so I'm trying to be quiet.
You're good.
You don't have anything else around you. How did you do that?
Good
How is it
question.
just you
All right, so let me
as
delete the
opposed to
white.
that?
Yeah. So in Canva, the Pro version, you have a background remover. You have to have Pro. That's why the crown's there.
Gotcha.
So if I select that, bam.
Okay. And that's the only, I mean, you have to have Pro in order to do that. You
You
can't
don't
just
have
use.
to have Pro. There's remove.bg, lets you drop an image in and download it for free.
Yeah, there's other ones on the
Remove.
internet that you could take advantage of. But if you're going to be creating content in Canva, I highly recommend you upgrade.
Okay.
Then you're in one less system, right? You have just one less step that you have to go and take. You can easily do it from the same thing. But there's definitely others. If you want to stick with the free version, there's definitely others that you can easily go and upload the image and it'll remove it for you.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, let's create a carousel. So I'm going back to ChatGPT and I'm gonna say, let's find another one. Let's go, let's do something up here. Love that it says 2024. So I'm going to paste this down here at the bottom. And I'm going to say, hit a couple lines maybe. Can you create a carousel post for this hook / topic? I like to say please because as much as I use this as I'm talking to a real person. I should have changed the date on that. Okay. So why that's working, I'm gonna go to the carousel to save a little bit of time. And typically you want consistency again through your whole carousel piece. So I'm gonna, just like what we did with this, the static or the single post, I'm gonna go through and find some media to upload. And we did, what did we do here? I gotta go back to here. We did neighborhoods in Phoenix. So we could do another, we'll do another Phoenix one. I'll probably just use the same photo. So I'm gonna move this over, right? Boom, it's gonna put it in there. And then you can go ahead and duplicate the page, just like that. Now this first one, I'm gonna leave with the vibrancy, right? I'm not gonna do any transparency. But then on this, the subsequent ones, I'm going to change the vibrancy or the transparency to something lighter. So I usually go to like 15 to 20 on there. And all the rest of them will be just like this. This first one, I want it to pop in there. Now, our branding and our hook will go here just like we did on the previous one. So just for time's sake, I'm copying these over. And we will keep this. Something like that. Again, you can change the background and all that kind of stuff. Now I'm gonna go back to GP and actually let me do this. Because you want your branding consistent, I'm gonna do this at the top, copy, and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, I'm good with that. And the other thing is we want our hook to be up here. Think about moving. I'm not going to use these emojis in here until we get to the subsequent pages. So I'm going to copy. This is our hook. Okay, it's a little bit bigger, so we're going to have to adjust some things. So maybe it's this slightly. Need to change the date. Probably going to need to make this come down a little. Something like that. Probably want to make this expand.
So
Something like
Justin, can I ask, what's better, a carousel or a reel?
There's no one that's better than the other. A good mixture of both is good. Both are reels and carousels are both favored. I say that, but algorithms like those more because they increase watch time and engagement. Reels take longer to scroll through and take a look at. You're going to get more saves with reels and more shares. I'm sorry, you're going to get more saves and shares with carousels because it's usually things that people are going to want to reference back to on there. So I would say, you know, in ratio for if you're posting Monday through Friday, I would do 2 carousels and probably 1 or 2 single posts or 1 or 2 reels in there.
Thank you.
Carousels are great for educational pieces that are going to have multiple things that you're talking about, like top 5, things like that. Okay, and then of course, I want to break this up a little bit. I might change this in here. So I'm going to change this up a bit, guys. I'm deleting this background. And I'm going to duplicate this by just clicking the duplicate. You see the little paper with the plus sign? Boom. Because I want to separate these. Okay. I'm going to keep them left aligned, but now I'm going to center it. Boom. And I want this one just to be slightly below it. Something like that. And then this is where I'm coming up here, and now I'm going to do that effect like we did earlier. The background, I'm going to make it a little bit sharper, not so round. And then I'm going to spread. I want it to be smaller. And then same thing here. background, roundness to 0. Again, if you want round, that's cool. It's all up to you. What did I put this number to? 21. So I'm going to do this to 21. Boom. Okay. That's basically page 1. Now on carousel posts, you're going to notice it says swipe or things like that people put on there. Just come up here on the left side, go up to your elements, and you could just say swipe, and a bunch of different icons or graphics will pop up. I'm going to say see all. And then you can come through and kind of pick one, whichever one you want. If you want the verbiage in there, you just want the hand, I'm going to click it. It's going to put it on there. I'm going to make it smaller. And then I usually align it with this. You see the pink lines that appear for the inbox, right? You want all your text and everything to be within those pink lines. I'm going to leave it there. Now, for this post, I am going to do the transparency a little bit, just so that pops. You see how that starts to change it? I'm going to go to 75 on that one. Okay. So there's page 1. But remember, you're going to have subsequent pages. So now I'm going to come over here, copy this little hand and paste it. I'm just doing Control V on my keyboard. Bam. And it's in the exact same alignment, right? So now you're consistent with that. And now we want to come in here and start our actual rest of our post. So this was slide 1. Slide 2, we're going to be talking about Arcadia. So I'm going to copy this here, the top part. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go back to my text on the left side, click add heading. I'm going to paste that in there. And for me, I'm getting rid of the emojis for this one. And maybe you're going to do like a 1, something like that. I'm going to left align it. Oops.
Justin, did you have a traumatic event with emojis?
I didn't. I just sometimes they're just overused sometimes. And I'll show you some examples of that I do use emojis, guys, I promise. And I'm going to keep the ones below this. But you're going to find spacing, right? Wherever you want it to go, you want it to be kind of good. And you're going to have to play with this first one a bit. Here's the thing, guys. Once you create your first carousel, just file, make a copy, and you're changing the graphics and content, right? But the alignments can stay the same. So you don't have to go through and realign everything on it. So I'm going to leave that there for a second. And I'm going to come over here. And now I'm going to literally copy this. I'm leaving the emojis because I do like the bullets. I love emojis for bullets. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do, let's do this one, the paragraph. I'm going to paste it from my keyboard. See how it's centered? Well, I don't want it to be centered, so I'm going to left align. And I'm probably going to need to make it smaller. Right? That's kind of a lot. Maybe I do it this way. And I also want some spacing for that last piece. And maybe I'm going to bold this. And I'm going to bring this over. Center that. This could be centered. Maybe this is left aligned as well. In there. Okay. So maybe that's the first one. And then I'm just going to duplicate page. And now all I have to do is swap out the other areas. Here's Desert Ridge. Copy. Boom. Copy. Select all. Paste. I'm going to have to move that down. Make this part bold. Okay. Duplicate. All right. Starting to get faster, starting to get easier, right? So I'm going to go, now we have North Peoria. You can always just type it out, but copy and paste is a good thing. Select all, paste. We're going to bold that. I like to bold certain things so it breaks it up. Draws your eye to it. And of course, if you have different fonts and stuff that you, for your actual business, you're going to use those fonts. And we're going to do one more just for timing. Boom. Boom. And we're going to hit enter for this one. And again, you're going to go back and forth until the content is exactly what you want to post. You want to verify everything. You want to make sure it's all good. All that good stuff. Okay. This said 5. I'm changing it to 4 just for timing today. All right, so we have our first page. We're starting to get the idea, right? What carousels are, what they look like, how you can swipe over. Your branding's consistent. If you wanted your photo on the first page, you absolutely can do that. If I come over here and find that headshot. So this one's already done. So maybe I'm gonna do something like this. It's okay if you cover some of the text, gives it dimension. See how the text is above my head? I can click position with my headshot and I could say forward, boom, now it's in front of it. If you wanted more some depth, you can select the photo, hit edit, and then do shadows. I'm gonna do glow. And it just kind of gives you that shadow effect, something like that. Okay, if you want it on there or if you don't. So as we go through, and now I'm gonna do the last page, more of the call to action. And let's see what it gave us here. Ready to make moves, Phoenix, whether you're looking to look, all that there, right? All that good stuff. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna go back to my carousel. I'm gonna paste it in here. I'm deleting Gilbert. This is the last page. That's why we're doing this. Pasting. And then you're gonna break this up a little bit. I would probably put the house emoji in the front. So let me do that. So you guys don't think I'm anti emoji. All right, there's that. Okay. And I'm probably gonna center this. Bam, beautiful. And I'm probably going to maybe bold this. Again, just make things pop. There's that DM comment below, right? Phoenix in there. And then probably the last page, I'm probably gonna put some maybe contact info, or I'm just gonna put my actual headshot there. Something like that, okay? Again, match it to your branding, but as you can see, now we have a great template in here. We have, our branding, however, maybe your logo is going up here, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be the text like this. It could be, you can change these colors, all that good stuff. But you have your main first page, and then you have your subsequent pages that they're going to be swiping through, going through. And then of course you want that last page to be more of a call to action type of format.
So Justin, this last page on the call to action, it says DM or comment Phoenix or PHX below. Do you have to just stay on your phone and babysit your DMs and all that, or is there some way to set it up where it notifies you when somebody does that, comments or DMs you?
So typically, depending on how you have your notification set up on your phone, anytime, like if somebody likes your photo, friends you, or anything like that, usually you get a notification. Hey, there's been a type of action. So you got to look at it and see. Is there something that's going to say so-and-so just DM'd you?
Right.
Again, it depends on your notification settings. On mine, when somebody ends up DMing, I think it says, new message from so-and-so or whatever it is. So if you have your notifications turned on, yes, you're going to get notified
Okay.
in there. Yep. And it's up to us. It's just like getting emails, guys. If we get emails, are we reading them or are we scrolling past, right? Just like your notifications. If you're getting notification, definitely be taking a look at that for those. So again, you can customize this. Now, if I'm going to come back and, I need to create another reel, I'm not going to start from scratch. I'm going file, make a copy. I'm probably going to change the name to whatever the topic is going to be. And then I'm going through and I'm just, the skeleton is already done. I'm just coming through here and changing the background image, the actual hook. If I wanted to take my photo off this one, if I wanted to change this to a different type of swipe or anything like that, you can start changing it around that way. So once you have one built, the template built out, just make a copy, but obviously the content itself is going to change in there. So maybe now you're talking about schools, or maybe you're talking about 5 things you need to do before selling your house in Phoenix. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you have your call to action page on there as well. Now, when you download this, what I would recommend is having the Canva app on your phone, so you're not having to download and email it to yourself. But now, since this is done, you're going to your phone, the Canva app, you're going to the actual canvas, and you're downloading it directly to your phone, and then you're going to post it wherever it may be in there. So carousels, again, are great for Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Highly recommend doing a couple a week to increase your engagement. Again, they're great for educational pieces, for, all things in your local market. And, again, look and feel of this one. Let me see if I'll show. Some different options here. So for instance, like this is one was for Super Bowl, right? Agent we have our logo up here, the little swipe, that's her swipe icon, Super Bowl, what you need to know, and then, right, a lighter image. Look, I'm using emojis in there to kind of bullet that, and then you're going through and kind of working it that way. This has, the send, right? Share this with somebody. So you could do that at the end as well there. And actually, I probably would have done that for this one here, right? Because there's nothing else to swipe. So what's going to be the call to action? I can come back here and say send icon. You have several options. You can go with this one, resize. Or if you don't want to do the send icon, maybe you're doing the save icon, Bam, right? You're encouraging those because that's going to help increase your engagement, and these platforms are going to give you some love back because you're getting people to save and share your post in there. These are, you can change these colors, right? So if you want to change up your branding, you could. All that kind of stuff. All right, I kept you guys 20 minutes after you stayed on to learn more. I know some people jumped off, but any questions for those that are on? Let me check the chat box here. Paula asks, how did I make the picture lighter on the subsequent pages? What I did was I changed the transparency. So I duplicated this and I clicked the background. See how it's purple all around? Up here, I clicked this transparency box. It's set at 15. So this is 100%. And you just got to take it to where you're good with it. I like 15 to 20 for these, depending on the text. So I just changed that. Now, if you do that and it ends up being dark, that's because you have to come in here and this background color isn't white, it's black. So you have to change it. See how that's, if you start changing, it makes that look. So you just got to make sure it's set to, if you want it light or dark. If I was going to do a dark background, my text would be white because that's what's going to pop, right? And if it's a light background, you're going to have a darker text. Let's see. I really will help you reach more new eyes. Yes, absolutely. All content, guys. If you're going into to look at your analytics and you're like, oh my gosh, my people, my current followers, aren't seeing this as much as new followers. That's a good thing. That's good. That's okay. That's okay. Don't be like, what am I doing wrong? Stories are great for your current following. That keeps them engaged.
Justin,
right?
can you do a class on analytics and how to find them and use them?
Yes, I will add that for March. I'll do that
Nice.
for the first one in March.
I want to ask you a question, please.
Yes.
For the hashtags, I heard that it's not really effective nowadays, not anymore, not
Yeah,
like used to be.
yeah.
No?
Don't use 30. Those aren't effective. 5 to 7. 5 to 7.
Ah, okay.
Think micro and macro. Micro meaning I definitely wouldn't go over 10. I think 10 is the max there, but do a mixture of micro and macro. Micro is your local market, Phoenix real estate, Phoenix realtor, Phoenix living, and then macro is real estate. That's global. That's not local in there. You want a little bit of mixture of both, but don't go over 10. 5 to 7 is kind of the sweet spot. Captions, guys, captions. That's
How you do the captions usually? I forgot what it means. I used to use it, but what is exactly how to do that?
This is a caption. So this is what I created. See how this has these are the hashtags. This is a caption. Now, personal preference, there's too many emojis in this for me. I like emojis on the left for bullets. Those types of things. So I could come in here I'm gonna paste that in there.
This is from the AI.
This is ChatGPT. Yep, chatgpt.com. There's still a free version. Use less emojis and only for more bullets style. Let's see what that comes back with. Just because there's a whole lot going on there with those emojis. But the caption is what you want to beef up. It's like a micro blog because you want to use those keywords. Now this is beautiful, except it's using bullets as replace the bullets with an emoji. ChatGPT probably thinks I'm bipolar. I'm like, no emoji.
Where do you
more
put
emoji.
the captions? Usually under the post, right?
Correct. Yeah, it depends on what it is, where you're posting it, but the text part, the caption is going to go in the actual post, and then you're going to upload the creative, the media piece, the graphic. See, this looks better to me, right? This is easier to consume. The emojis are more of the bullet style, and then this is what I would copy and paste over into the caption.
Okay, thank you.
You've got your 5 to 7 hashtags in there, again, promoting your local market in there, and then you could do some more macro ones that maybe just real estate, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Good questions. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, you said to download the to your phone from the Canva app and then post. It also has a scheduling within Canva, correct? Are you suggesting that the other way will be better for us when we're posting?
I'm not a fan of, unfortunately, the planner right now within Canva because there's a lot of limitations in there. So, but you're exactly right, Lisa. You can come in here if you have Pro. This is only available for Pro. But if I go back home here and should be under apps, content planner. So you have to have the Pro version. You can come in here and schedule a post. This is why I don't like this, because if I want to post this on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, I have to do 3 separate ones. Not only do I have to do 3 separate ones, I have to make a copy of the actual graphic for each one. So if I clicked into this one and I'm going to connect it to, here, I can select the one page. So let's say this was whatever page this was. I put my caption in there and schedule it. I then have to go and make a copy of this image and then come back here and do the steps all over again. Not a fan. Too much work. So either you're posting from the Facebook content planner in the business suite, and that's going to post to Facebook and Instagram, or you're going to use a service like Buffer or Hootsuite or something, and it can post. Those are much better because you can do it to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, your Google business profile, LinkedIn, all those different ones, all at one time.
Thank you.
Of course. That was a good question.
Okay.
All right, guys. Hopefully you learned something new today. Hopefully you, can see that you can go in and create your local post in Canva fairly easily. You can create your carousels in there. You can have like a little template here in here. Here's the thing. If you email me, justin@blueprintpro.com, I will share this with you, this template, if you wanted it. Otherwise, you can go in and create your own. So in there. Let's get the chat. Awesome. Cool, guys. I appreciate you for joining. Excited. Make sure that you go and register on your respective sites for next week's training. We have 3 this month, I believe. So hopefully I see you guys next week in the training. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Happy to help, and we will talk to you guys very soon.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, guys. Good to see you all.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Bye.